I'm going to leave this here because I like to humiliate MAGA. These are the indisputable facts. I know you don't like it, but too bad. These are the final numbers from Biden's administration, and those are the final numbers from the first disaster of the Trump administration. And I almost guarantee that these numbers are going to be worse once he's done screwing the country.
MAGA can't understand anything. They can't read charts. They will see that he lowered everything. Bro, be careful. You're going to overload their brain. It's too many numbers for them to handle. As funny as this is, it's very sad because no jobs have been created. In fact, it is a net loss and the inflation rate has been up. He keeps on saying Biden's economy, but it seems to outperform his economy. So what are we measuring here?
Watch as Fox Business News has to acknowledge that Trump's economy is failing as unemployment rate just spiked to 4.6%.
4.6 is probably the number moving the needle right now.
This is the highest unemployment since September of 2021. Earl, you've got the October numbers as well.
We got October non-farm payrolls data. We saw a loss of 105,000 jobs.
Why do people have to work? The tariffs are going to make everything free. Trump said wasn't $18 trillion not collected, so pretty much everyone should just be kicking back and relaxing at this point. But it doesn't look like it. According to this administration, they think the economy is A+++.
They're full of shit.
As of November 2025, 4.6% of Americans are unemployed. 4.6% is the highest number we've seen in more than 4 years. But it's even worse when you look at specific groups. When you look at teenagers between the ages of 16 and 19, they are unemployed at a rate of 16.3%. And when you look at Black Americans, they are unemployed at a rate of 8.3%. And in the category of Hispanic or Latino Americans, those folks are unemployed at a rate of 5%. And those are big, troubling numbers. And even if you don't think those numbers are high, the bottom line is those numbers are continuing to go up. According to today's report, U.S. employers added right there 64,000 jobs to their payrolls in the month of November. Now, you see how the last 6 months have been up and down and up and down? That is showing signs of some volatility. So you can see that compared to these first 4 months of 2025, where the numbers were sort of steadily increasing or staying sort of in the same general area. Well, that had been going on every single month for years until here. But then October hit. And according to today's report from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, in the month of October, the U.S. economy lost 162,000 jobs. A lot of those jobs that were lost are the result of, do you remember when President Trump fired all those federal workers at the beginning of the year and then gave them that resignation deal where they could keep their pay and their benefits through the end of September and then they would be unemployed? Well, those people lost their jobs, so that is going to be reflected in the October number. So a lot of this is from all of those federal employees no longer on the payroll of the federal government. But the result of that is now in the last 6 months of 2025, 3 of those months, we have seen job losses in the U.S. economy. And lastly, I want to talk about the affordability piece of all of this. And to do that using today's report, we need to look at the average hourly wage. So the percentage of wage growth compared to last year, compare that to inflation. And here's how you do it. So from November 2024 to November of 2025, inflation is the red line and wage growth is the blue line. And here's the issue. And this is why some of you feel like you're making more money, but it's not going as far. Do you see what's happening in November here where those lines are very close together? That means, according to today's report, wage growth in the month of November was 3.5%, but inflation was at 3%. So that wage growth is barely covering the amount of inflation we're seeing. Now, what you don't want to see on this chart, and we're getting close to it, is the wage number and the inflation number crossing, where inflation is higher than wage growth. Now, we're not there yet, but you can see it's trending in that direction.
The economic news continues to worsen for the United States. The Bureau of Labor and Statistics reported 4.6% unemployment, the highest number in more than 4 years. And it looks to worsen because as private businesses reported a hiring increase for the month of November, those were mostly seasonal positions, which means come January, they're going to be terminated, and we will see unemployment go up once again. And this comes as automotive manufacturers are reporting a decline in sales. Home builders are reporting a decline in sales. The number of houses actually selling has declined. Retailers have reported unit sales down, but profits up. I wonder how that happens. And the average everyday American is struggling to put food on the table, to buy Christmas gifts, and come January, pay for healthcare. All of this stuff has changed drastically in the last 5 years, but the rate that it's changing has increased substantially since January 20th.
Worst job market since Don's last term. And y'all brought him back for the second round.
Can someone explain to me how I have 4 degrees and still can't get a job? BA in communication, BA in Spanish, BFA in dance. Get ready for this one. Master's degree in freaking journalism. Mind you, I've gotten laid off not once, not twice, but 3 times in the span of 2 years. So if you're feeling behind, just know you're not alone. Basically, we're all cooked.
We're seeing a large number of people unemployed living in the streets. College kids living out of their cars because they can't find jobs and they have to resort to doing either DoorDash or other low-paying jobs just so they can get by. And on top of that, you have a large number of people who are skilled that are unemployed that are fighting for very finite positions. I think this is, in some ways, I believe, a way to reduce the wages and make sure that people go for any type of position just so that they can have some income coming in and essentially put the ball on the employer's court so he can decide what wage to hire you.
You're being conned right now. These mass layoffs that everyone is saying is because of AI, they're not. What they're doing is they're resetting the job market so that all of you start accepting roles and jobs at salaries that you would have previously laughed at. This is not a technology issue. This is a greed issue. And while, yeah, sure, AI is taking some jobs from some people, that is not what's happening here at a wide scale, right? They are doing this and they are making people go back to the office in the hopes that they'll quit. And they're doing it so they cut costs, which is going to help their stock prices go up and their exec pay packages go up. And it's going to signal to investors that they are investing in AI and getting efficient gains and all of that so that they look like they're, on the up and up with AI. And guess what? When they actually need humans again, guess who they're going to call? They're going to call you, but this time they're going to offer you probably maybe half the salary that you had when you left. And you're going to have been unemployed for so long that you're going to take it because you're desperate, okay? So in a world where basically the cost of living is skyrocketing, maybe doubling, you are about to get half of your pay. And that is the future of work that no one's talking about.
Unemployment data is keeping everybody depressed. Let's start with unemployment, guys. I went to economics and finance, so I know a little bit about statistics and what you actually see and the reality of things. If you go on this Bureau of Labor Statistics and it tells you that the unemployment rate is 4.4%. Matter of fact, it's a half-truth. What they're calculating, what they're showing on the government website is U3 unemployment. It does not calculate underemployed people that directly gave up on looking for employment, etc., etc. The original unemployment rate was called U6 and included everything. On average, in most countries, U6 unemployment is double the U3 unemployment. If you take the unemployment of today, it's between 9 and 10%. You can go even broader. If you consider all the population and people that are staying at home, not working at all, being maintained by the parents, being maintained by people, not capable of working, everything. If you take 100 people, it is said that unemployment is actually 25%. So out of 100 people, 75 are working. Without even counting people that are not capable of working at all, or actual elderly people. Why am I saying this? Because the reality is that unemployment is way worse than you think. If you look at your specific age category, for example, young people, it is even worse. If you're between the age of 20 and 30 and you're not able to find a job, it's not abnormal. It's actually pretty normal and it is getting worse. I don't want to console you. It sucks to be in your position and so many of your peers will be in the same one very soon. If I was in your position, I would literally accept any kind of job. Just jump from job to job because as we go on with technology, stuff will be removed. The concept of a career is ceasing to exist. People should get used to the lack of stability we're going to have in the future.
But anyway, let me know what your thoughts are with the unemployment numbers, with the figures that just finally came out and now we're seeing that the reality of the whole economy. Whether next year would also be the same. If it's your first time to the channel, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help the channel. Also, check out this video. I'm sure you're definitely going to enjoy it. But nevertheless, I will see you guys when I see you. Peace.